Okay, let's talk about that moment on the SAT. You're flying through the math section, feeling good, and then bam! A probability question just stops you dead in your tracks. If you know that feeling, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to crack the code on these questions and turn them from something you dread into easy points. Seriously, if you feel a little knot in your stomach when you see one of these questions, you are so not alone. They look complicated, they feel intimidating, and they're kind of designed to make you second-guess yourself. But here's the secret. It really is that simple. This is the first thing you need to get into your head about SAT probability. It's not some high-level, scary math. It's just counting things and applying some simple logic. Once you start thinking about it that way, you'll see the patterns, and these questions become almost automatic. So, let's get into the foundation. There's really only one core formula you need to know. Think of it like a master key that unlocks almost every single probability question you're going to face. Once you get this down, everything else just clicks into place. And here it is. That's the whole thing. Probability is just a fraction. On top, you put the number of things you want to happen, your favorable outcomes, and on the bottom, you put the total number of things that could happen. That's it. Seriously, that's the entire concept. Okay, so to really get good at this, we have to understand the rules of the game. The SAT isn't creative. It just recycles the same few patterns over and over. Let's learn how to spot them so we can beat them. First up, we've got independent events. The classic example is flipping a coin and then rolling a die. What you get on that coin flip has absolutely zero effect on what number comes up on the die, right? They're totally separate. When you want to find the probability of both happening, you just multiply their own little probabilities together. Easy. But then we've got dependent events. And this is where the SAT starts to get a little tricky. This is where the outcome of the first thing you do changes the possibilities for the second thing. The key here, the thing you have to remember, is to adjust your total number of outcomes after every single step. This chart lays it all out perfectly. Independent events, your total number of possibilities never ever changes. But with dependent events, like drawing cards from a deck and not putting them back, your pool of options gets smaller with every single draw. That's the crucial difference. Now here is a fantastic little shortcut the SAT absolutely loves to use, the complement rule. You know, sometimes it's way easier to figure out the chances of something not happening. If a question asks for the probability of at least one of something, try calculating the probability of getting none of them, and then just subtract that answer from 1. It's a game changer for messy problems. Okay, so we know the rules of the game. Now for the fun part. Let's pull back the curtain and see exactly how the SAT builds its traps so you can just walk right around them. This, right here. This is probably the #1 most important thing you need to look for. With replacement means you pick something and then you put it back. The total stays the same. It's an independent event. But without replacement means you pick it and keep it. The total changes. It's a dependent event. Just those two little words, with or without, change the entire problem. Let's actually walk through one. So you've got this bag with 10 balls. Your first draw, your chance of getting a red one is 4 out of 10. Simple enough. But you don't put it back. So now for your second draw, everything's different. There are only 9 balls left in the bag, and only 3 of them are red. So your new probability is 3 out of 9. You just multiply those two fractions together, and boom, that's your answer. So think of these as your red flags. When you see a probability question, your brain should immediately ask, Is this with or without replacement? Because forgetting to change that bottom number, that denominator, is the single biggest mistake people make.